Tasmania Show, yeah.
Wagwan gang back in this thing, and if you really gang, bang that like button. And if you like the vibe, subscribe. If you don't have good energy, please keep your ass inside. Shout out to Tazzy's Baddies. Y'all know we good in every hood. I got a different hat on today, but you're tuning into the Tasmania Show with Taz Tycoon, and today we are talking about J. Cole finally responding to Cam. Before I even get into it, I did another episode. It's been something every week that's coming up about Cam, and shout out to Cam and Talk with Flea, and it is what it is. And like Cam is just, very, very savvy businessman. Definitely like how he be moving, from what I see, what I'm saying, and his business acumen and things like that. But I'm also at the same time a huge J. Cole fan. If y'all don't know, J. Cole is the reason I started rapping. Shout out to Kevin Copeland, KJ Cope, DTLR to come up to warm up Friday Night Lights. And, I was the person when J. Cole and Drake came out when it was in the morning, and I was just like, nah, I'm team J. Cole. Like Friday Night Lights, I started rapping literally because of J. Cole, Lights Please, Young Simba. So you speaking to a person that comes from that, but I'm also a person that's going to keep it factual and keep it fair. And over these last few years, I feel like they've been coming at my guy, J. Cole, like Dollar in the Dream. I think ever since, especially, like, I love the discography. Like, I think Born Center, especially going into Forest Hills Drive, that was probably my favorite J. Cole album. It's just been dope. Dreamville Fest, to see how J. Cole has branded himself from the Caesar with the Rockefeller chain to being free with the dreads. And I feel like I saw a real big shift in J. Cole when he did his Angie Martinez interview. Like, it's like you get to a point where it's like money, fame, and all these different things ain't enough. And I feel like where I guess what was a little strange to me, something that I had thought about, and I don't know if I ever talked about it before, is that when you look at the quote-unquote big three that Kendrick been saying fuck everybody for a very long time, since the Control verse. Let's not forget about how he came at everybody on the Control verse. Very, very competitive. That's not what this topic is about, but I had thought to myself, like, damn, like, when the backpack rap, the, double XL freshman covers, even looking back, like J. Cole and Kendrick on the same cover, Drake not even on there. You know what I'm saying? Like, Drake was never a part of a freshman class, but I remember the debate going back and forth, and I remember when we got In the Morning, and then we got Poetic Justice. Like, really just thinking about it, Kendrick Lamar and Drake on Poetic Justice, and then J. Cole and Drake on In the Morning. So fast forward, when that song First Person Shooter came out, and they said big as the what, big as the Super Bowl, didn't even get in the Super Bowl. It's funny how that song says as big as the Super Bowl, big as the what, and Drake nor J. Cole have been on it, but then Kendrick was in it, but he separated himself. I say that to say, around that time is where I felt like the shift happened. I think prior to that, the only thing I had ever heard about J. Cole in the media was the Diddy incident, but this situation with Cam was a little alarming because Cam, no stranger to controversy. I'm just like, if Cam is saying something about Cole, I'm a little like, I don't want to believe it, but facts is facts. If it don't come out in the wash, it come out in the rinse. Like, I'm not going to ever evade the truth. So I was a little skeptical. I wanted to give that to the J. Cole fans just to see where I'm going with this. So, a little while ago, Cam had announced that he had sued J. Cole, and it was so random. And I know it's random to us, but I don't know Cam as one to need the clout chase at all. So when he said it, I was just hoping that it wasn't anything that will make me look at J. Cole differently. Can't nobody make me look at anybody differently, but there's a lot of goofy shit that has been going on the internet for the people that y'all look up to that I'm just like, I'm not jacking none of that. And I'm going to call a spade every time, no matter what. So when I first saw that and I said, okay, J. Cole, The Fall Off is coming. This 2 track 2, I'm hyped. The anticipation's coming out, you know what I'm saying? And shout out to J. Cole first and foremost for putting out the album. I've only been able to get through, and it's weird because I've been very busy. Typically, I drop everything on a J. Cole album. So I'm going to just say that I've only gotten up into Bombs in the Ville. So I said that I was going to do an episode dedicated to that. But this episode is about J. Cole finally responding to Cam. So like I said, if y'all want to see what I think about the album, please, you know what I'm saying, make sure that you come back. Before I jump into, everything that transpired with Cam, I do want to talk a little bit about the things that I do like about the Fall Off album. So it is a double disc album. It's been a minute since we've seen one of those. But let me see in which order, because I had this pulled up, like the tracks and everything. I was trying to do a little bit better, y'all. But 2-6 niggas. Wow. Like, I was like, I don't know if that's for the year 2026, but I like the energy. I like the intro. I think anything aggressive with Cole now, I'm a little bit like, kumbaya, Akuna Matata. Just because, it's not good on his heart. So it's like, in a weird way, it's like, you hear this competitive edge, but then you hear something aggressive. We're human, so we're emotions. We go up and down. It's not like J. Cole got to be peaceful forever. Like, shit gonna piss him off too. So I don't want to make it seem like he's got to be in that lane as an artist, but I will say that it does tune my ear just a little bit differently. You know what I'm saying? I'm listening a little bit differently. But I love the energy. Safety feels nostalgic. Safety reminds me of like For Your Eyes Only. I'll say that that's my least favorite J. Cole album. And again, this isn't the J. Cole album review. This is just me giving a little bit of insight on what I've listened to so far so that y'all can hear about Cam and everything like that. But yeah, Run a Train, that was interesting with Future. Sequence wise, I really wish like the energy kind of flipped, you know what I'm saying? So for whatever it was for me, I'm not saying that it's not a great body of work, but there's a lot going on. So when Cam announced on Talk with Flea, like, matter of fact, I'm gonna just skip through that because that's not what y'all here for. When Cam announced on Talk with Flea that he was suing J. Cole, this is one of the things that J. Cole had to say in response. Cam said it's a response to Cole.
Me and J. Cole are cool, or was cool. This is exactly what happened. Being a man is keeping your word. And I know everybody's busy and everybody has things to do. But if I give you my word 4 or 5 times, I got to do it. So on his first project he did, I did an intro for him. I did the record for him for his intro. I told him I may need a verse whenever I get a project done. He said, cool. He had another project. I did a record in 20 minutes. I knocked that shit out and went off about my business. I need a verse. I'm exaggerating. He's like the chakra ain't right now, and the moon got a line with stars, and
sound like something Cole would say.
Okay, let's put your all into it then. You know what I'm saying? You called me twice to do something, and I did it. One day you have 48 hours to do it. Then I knocked the other thing out as soon as I came to New York, because you ain't want to send me a record. You want to be in the studio with me. I knocked it out. Cool, you don't give me the record. Then I said, you know what? Forget the record. Let's do an interview. Bet I got you. I got a project coming out in June. Let's do it around there. Cool. June is coming. Oh, we pushed the album back. I don't want to just do an interview. All right, cool. Now we're going to do it in October. All right, I'll call you back in October. Yo, what's up? Oh, man, Keller, you say I tell you October. You call October, huh, nigga? Yeah, nigga. Yeah. So now this is when all the beef is going on with Kendrick Lamar. I can't do it now because I don't feel like talking about that right now. I said, look, I'll do the interview. I won't even bring that up. He says, nah, I can't do no interview and not talk about it. All right, well, when can I get the interview? Yo, February, definitely. February, I'm dead ass on February. February come. Yo, what's up? Oh, shit. Y'all still working, man.
Yo, I'm not gonna hold you. All that back and forth, like, just sound like a lot of excuses, and just without even speaking to J. Cole, it's always two sides to the story and the truth. But just from hearing Cam's back and forth, it don't sound good, and it frustrates me as a J. Cole fan, because at the end of the day, word is bond. If you ain't got your word, you ain't got shit. So on a word standpoint, it's like, yo, accountability got to be your best ability. I could be a J. Cole fan all day, but if you not standing on business, then, cool. Like, not cool, but yo. So anyways, let me just take y'all through the lawsuit real quick. So in October 2025, Cam filed a lawsuit alleging that he recorded a verse for Cole's song Ready 2024 from Might Delete Later, and Cole failed to honor a verbal agreement to either feature on one of Cam's songs, appear on his podcast, and Cam said he recorded his verse in good faith in 2022 under the conditions and wants at least $500,000 in royalties and co-writer credit and profit share. I don't know if y'all remember this, but he was on the 95 South, and I heard Cam, and I understand where I was like, why is Cam with Cole? Like, I had never understood that. Not that I didn't rock with it, but it's like I just didn't get it. So fast forward, now we understand that, right? So then when J. Cole let y'all know he might delete later, just because you might delete later does not mean that Cam's verse still is not a part of the thing that's going on. So regardless of that, like, just first and foremost, like, just because you deleted it doesn't mean that it didn't exist. So I just want to put that out there. So Cole responded on February 10th right around the album drop. I guess he had to get his attorney to respond. And this is the part that kind of gets me because yes, Cam led with a lawsuit, but I think that he did it at not on no Drake shit, but for J. Cole. I'm hoping J. Cole doesn't go down this Drake-esque type rabbit hole. I'm just gonna say that. I love J. Cole. It says Cole denies any binding agreement was ever made for further collaboration in exchange for Cameron's contribution. So word isn't bond. Words of affirmation is not bond. His attorneys say Cameron voluntarily appeared on Ready 24 with no conditions and never objected to its release at the time. They argue that Cameron only made demands after the song became successful and that those conditions were never part of an agreement. Cole is seeking to have the lawsuit dismissed entirely, claiming the complaint has no merit and saying Cameron was not a co-owner or joint author on the track. Now, if y'all know the song I'm Ready, like that's one of my favorite Dipset songs. Like I did a freestyle to that like a long time ago, whatever. And even shout out to Key Glock. He got that song Ready where he sampled it. It's not originally, I didn't know. I mean, obviously it was a sample. Like I love Heat Makers and everything like that. But when he did that with Boy Wonder and everything, it's like the nostalgia of it. I think one thing about Cam, from what I've seen in his business acumen, like he can disassociate. He'll go to Ohio. He'll go to Vegas. He'll do things with Mace. He'll do different things. So I'm not really feeling like Cam was looking for J. Cole's royalties, per se. But is that but oh yeah, there was something else. Where is that other man? I thought I had it pulled up, y'all. My fault. Hold up. But basically, I saw something else that alluded to the fact that J. Cole feels like he did Cameron. Hold on. Oh yeah, cool. Hold on. Let me see. Yeah, so Cameron talked about it on Talk with Flea with Sin City and everybody. Shout out to the show Talk with Flea. I love that on Revolt TV. Shout out to Detavio too, CEO over there. But yeah, Cam hasn't responded in the court. But there was something that alluded to the fact that it helped Cam's career. I'm not gonna hold y'all. Like, I'm not jacking that at all. Like, if this is real, I'm really not happy about J. Cole moving like this. Like, word is bond. And whether you get something in writing, you know privately what you committed to. And I can't imagine Cam affiliating himself with J. Cole for the clout and the release of the Fall Off album. And I think that when you look at the reasons why Cameron appeared on Ready 24, you know, on a Might Delete Later and on 95 South, I feel like it gives context to why was Cam ever featured. Now I get why Cam was featured on these J. Cole projects, because they had an agreement. So now you're not gonna come on It Is What It Is because you get into a public beef and you ain't got time. Your timing has nothing to do with our agreement. So on that level, I agree totally with Cam. Like, as far as word is bond. As a J. Cole fan, it's disheartening, but I really want to know what y'all think. Do y'all think this is like it's so many ways to go with this. I really want to know, do y'all feel that, because what I've been told is that I can't find the exact link, so this is speculation as a journalist, that there's no Cam hasn't got any publishing or royalties off of those two records. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Do y'all think that Cam should get royalties and publishing off of 95 South and I'm Ready, regardless of him deleting it later? Do you feel like the reason why J. Cole, because they even said too that the sample was not even Cameron's sample, but do y'all really think that J. Cole got on the sample, you know what I'm saying, without the influence? Like, you put Cam with the sample, like, we know what you was trying to do. So whether you want to give a cut, and mind you, out of the sample, you might have to pay the original sample and then pay Cameron, whatever the case may be. It's like, yo, give me my money. Like, you know what I'm saying? Give me my money. I really want to know what y'all think. Do y'all believe that Cam has the right to sue J. Cole? There's so many different ways. I want to know what y'all think about the Fall Off album. I got a lot of amazing stuff dropping for y'all really, really soon too. But if you really gang, bang that like button. If you like the vibe, subscribe. Make sure y'all shop Tazzy's Baddies, all flavors. Want to say shout out to Amari, CAS, Conquer All Struggles. Y'all already know. Listen, you're tuning into the Tazmania Show with Taz Tycoon. And if you ain't got good energy, please keep your ass inside. If you like the vibe, subscribe. You're tuning into the Tazmania Show. Let's go.
Tycoon running up the score, Tazzy's Baddies on the floor. And that ass is super fatty, call me Zaddy, throw some more. Super nasty, she a savage, slaughter fucker like a whore. Popping bottles, foreign models, Tycoon on the world tour. Shorty, what you bad for? Turn this to a hit-a-thon. Damn, all your bitches bad, tell them they can come along.